bring you this unique style show each week right here on all of our social media platforms for our viewers to enjoy. Now we will send you off to the travel destination of the week as All About Arkansas details another great trip in the natural state.
This guy's staring me down.
We've been on the road for 2 weeks now, traveling through the Ozark Mountains in Arkansas, and on this final leg, we have come to Horseshoe Canyon Ranch. This is something we've been wanting to do for a long time. Good morning from Horseshoe Canyon Ranch. We are on our way to the barn to check out the e-bikes and then brunch. And then after this afternoon, we're going to try some rock climbing. It's a beautiful day here today. I would say it's in the 70s. Wouldn't you say, babe?
Yeah.
Probably 70s, perfect weather.
We are mountain biking and dodging animals. There are donkeys and goats and cows on the trail and water. It's a lot of fun. Well, hello.
Okay, don't stand behind it.
What? This is not food. This is a helmet. He wants to eat my helmet.
He feels like carpet, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does feel like carpet. One day he may be carpet. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. Check us out on Facebook. There's over 100,000 of us over there having a good time. You can also find us on Patreon for our exclusive Arkansas travel guides and behind-the-scenes content.
That was All About Arkansas, giving you a preview of just one of many hot spots in the natural state. For more information and the full episode, head on over to All About Arkansas's YouTube channel. And next up, we'll have Skot Covert from Channel 5 News to bring you the weekly weather update and what to expect for your weekend plans right after a quick break.
All right, let's take a check of your weekend forecast. Last official weekend of summer, and boy, it's going to feel like it out there too. Saturday temperatures statewide in the 90s. In fact, could have some middle to upper 90s out there. Places like Little Rock, Hot Springs, Fort Smith, even South Arkansas, not much better. It's going to be a hot one. These are the actual air temperatures, and there's so much humidity that our heat index values on Saturday certainly going to be up there as well. By Sunday, there's a little bit of relief. Maybe we can squeeze out some 80s in North Arkansas, places like Mountain Home, Fayetteville, 90s elsewhere across the natural state. Humidity's not going anywhere until next week, so expect these temperatures to feel a little bit warmer when you consider all the humidity, getting that heat index value. Decent amount of sun mixing in with some clouds by Sunday. Here's what's happening. There is some rain chances out there this weekend. Doesn't appear to be an absolute washout, but if you got plans, you might want to just be ready for a couple of scattered showers out there. Saturday morning, waking up early, better chances of rain up in Missouri. This is all out ahead of a cold front that's slowly but surely going to be working its way our direction. It's going to take the whole weekend to get here, and we're not really going to feel any relief until probably early next week. Rain chances with it nonetheless out ahead of it to begin your Saturday morning in North Arkansas. We'll continue to see that chance of a scattered shower, maybe a thunderstorm as well. There's enough heat and humidity out there to fuel some of these thunderstorms, especially in the northern half of the state. It's not necessarily going to be widespread. This just shows where those chances are going to be best. I really think it's going to be further towards the north going into Sunday morning. You can see some of those darker greens, those yellows, telling us the chances of rain a little bit better just to our north. With that front approaching us slowly but surely, winds are going to be breezy out of the south, pumping in even even more of that Gulf moisture, perhaps a scattered shower out there Sunday. The front's slowing down. In fact, just about every model run continuously shows this thing is just pumping the brakes, not wanting to work its way our direction very quick. This is Sunday evening. Some rain chances associated with that front as it really fizzles out, washes out, or becomes somewhat of a stationary front early next week. Nonetheless, those winds you can see shifting out of the northwest behind that front. Well, these winds here are going to cool a lot of us down across Arkansas by Monday, certainly by Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, with some additional rain chances next week as well. It's going to be a hot weekend in Arkansas. Still get out there and enjoy it. Don't worry about those rain chances. They're going to be spotty enough. You're not going to be inside all weekend long. But you might want to be inside in front of that television set watching the Razorbacks over in Auburn. It's going to be hot here. It's going to be really hot there as well. In fact, temperatures at game time, 89 degrees. Lots of sunshine out there. But get this, the heat index at kickoff, 95. By the time we're in fourth quarter, it's going to feel like around 105 degrees. That's that heat index out there. Let's hope the Hogs are as hot as the temperatures. Hey, have a good weekend in Arkansas.
Thank you, Scott, for the update on the weather. And don't forget to head on over to 5newsonline.com or catch Scott weeknights for a daily forecast update. Adam Hall and myself will recap all the Razorback scores from the week and catch you up on what's next for the Hogs right after the break. Welcome back to This Week in Arkansas. I am Porter Hayes, and my right-hand man is beside me, Adam Hall from Hawg Talk podcast. And Adam, we had a pretty eventful week on the Hill with the football team. What did you think about this last week's performance?
All around, I mean, Arkansas sports did their thing. They got the victories. We're back in the full swing of things here in the fall. It came pretty quick. It's going to be fast and furious for the rest of the semester.
Yeah, big game coming up this week with Auburn. We'll detail that here in a second, but we'll start with some score recaps from last week, starting with the football team, where they erased a 10-point deficit to beat UAB 37-27. Taylor Green struggled in the passing game, going for 11 for 26, 161 yards through the air, but made up for it with his legs by rushing for 114 yards on 17 carries and 2 touchdowns. Andrew Armstrong led the team in receiving with 137 yards, where he is second in the SEC with 301 total yards receiving on the season. Jaquindon Jackson again proved why he is one of the best backs in the country with 149 yards on the ground and a touchdown.
It's one of those things that that Jaquindon Jackson is your workhorse. Just keep feeding him. That's all you got to do.
And speaking of Jackson, he now leads the SEC in rushing with 397 total yards through 3 games. Up next, Arkansas heads to the Plains to take on Auburn, where they're coming off a 45-19 win over New Mexico. Kickoff is slated for 2:30 p.m. and can be seen on ESPN.
And we'll flow on into volleyball. The Arkansas volleyball team, ranked 25th in the country, split their last 2 games at the Tulsa Volleyball Invitational, dropping a 5-set thriller 3-2 to Tulsa, giving the Razorbacks their first loss of the season. But they bounced back to sweep the Stephen F. Austin 3-0. They improved to 8-1 on the season. Sophomore Romani Thurman was named SEC Co-Offensive Player of the Week after tallying up 38 total kills in the Tulsa Invitational, with 24 of those coming against Tulsa. Up next, Arkansas travels to Miami to take on host Miami, Florida International, and Texas Tech in the Miami 305 Challenge. The match against Miami can be seen on ACC Network, and FIU can be seen on ESPN+.
The Arkansas soccer team tied its program ranking at 3rd in the country, still undefeated, sitting at 5-0-1 on the season, with the only tie coming at 8th-ranked Michigan State. Since that tie, they have outscored their opponents 26-2, and graduate Kate Doyle is leading the team with 7 goals on the season, and Ava Tankersley is sitting at 5 goals in just 6 games played. Arkansas has 2 home games coming up, heading into SEC play with LSU on Thursday at 6:30. Then Missouri comes to town on Sunday for the Pups at the Pitch, where you are encouraged to bring your dogs to Razorback Field. First kick on Thursday is at 1 p.m.
And the Razorback softball team will kick off their fall schedule on Friday with the Razorback Unlimited. That will kick off at 5 p.m. They'll have a total of 7 events this fall, which are free to the public to attend. Coach Steifel said earlier this week in her presser that she is using the fall schedule for her team to get connected on the field and the best idea of everyone's strengths.
Adam, again, man, we're starting this show this week in Arkansas. I love the fact that we're able to bring in All About Arkansas. Skot Covert. First episode, we're going to have our kinks. We're going to have these things, to tweak out. But Adam, I really appreciate you joining me to be a part of this. It's been awesome to bring Arkansas fans a different aspect with the travel, weather, and sports. I think this is going to be a really cool episode.
Definitely. I mean, it's something, like we said, it's different. It's something that we hadn't really seen in this light before with all this, and, give everybody a basic rundown of what's happening, what's already happened, and what's going to happen here in Arkansas.
Well, that's going to do it for this episode, first episode of This Week in Arkansas. Again, you'll be able to catch us every Thursday morning on all social media platforms. You'll be able to see it on All About Arkansas. Do not forget to check out her YouTube channel. And, of course, Skot Covert, Channel 5 News, and 5newsonline.com. For Adam Hall, I am Porter Hayes, and we will catch you next Thursday.